Okay, we ready to start for our board meeting? Does Gina have the recording going?
Yes, we're good.
Oh, okay.
We're all good.
Thank you. Good evening, folks. I'm glad that you could be able to join us tonight. We have returned to open session at 6:04. I apologize for the few minutes late. We'll start with the flag salute. All in attendance will be led in the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag by Allison Cho, Alvarado Intermediate School student.
Please stand. Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. You may all be seated.
Thank you, Allison. That was excellent. Okay, I'll start with the closed session report. There is a closed session report. The board took two actions. The first one was on a motion by Donna Freedman and a second by Carrie Chen. The Board of Education approved the dismissal of employee number GK2385247 from all district employment. The vote of the board was as follows: Carrie C. Chen, yes; Lynn Embenkamp, yes; Donna Freedman, yes; David M. Malkin, yes; and Angelina M. Pride, yes. And then the second action that the board took on a motion by Angelina Pride and seconded by Donna Freedman, the Board of Education approved the suspension agreement with employee number FM9101000. The vote of the board was as follows: Carrie Chen, yes; Lynn Embenkamp, yes; Donna Freedman, yes; David M. Malkin, yes; and Angelina M. Pride, yes. And that concludes the report for our closed session tonight. Board recognitions. Next, we will have board recognitions. I would like to turn the meeting over to Dr. Mitchell at this time.
Thank you very much, Mr. Malkin. So our board recognition this evening is to recognize our very own Donna Freedman. So Donna Freedman has been our board member since 2015. She is completing a 5-year term. So Donna, on behalf of the full Board of Education and our school district, we would like to thank you for your 5 years of dedicated service. Donna, you have made a huge impact on the Rowland Unified School District. Your experience as an elementary teacher, a former RUSD parent, and community member has allowed you to engage with all members of our community. You are approachable. Your passion and commitment to all of our students and the work of our certificated and classified employees have been evident at each and every board meeting. You are proud to share the accomplishments throughout the district's many departments and school sites. You particularly love to share and brag about the tremendous teaching practices found in every classroom. You've been a champion for our counseling services, the arts, college and career preparation programs, as well as energy savings through the exploration of solar energy. Under your leadership, Donna, since December 2015, while you've been serving on the Board of Education, our district has achieved many noteworthy accomplishments with you and the full governance team. These accomplishments, just to name a few, include our district being recognized for innovation in teaching and learning. We were named as a 2018 Visionary School District featured at the National Model Schools Conference. We also received Districts of Distinction, an award by the District Administration magazine. We've been recognized as Future Ready Schools Digital Equity Program, where our district was selected as only one of 12 districts across the nation to pilot in digital equity. Rowland Unified has opened our first Mandarin dual language immersion program at Shellen Elementary, your daughter's alma mater, in the 2018-2019 school year. We also launched historic college partnerships. The board continued its commitment of making college accessible for our students with historic college partnerships to create pathways to college for Nogales, Rowland, and Santana high school students. Agreements were made with Azusa Pacific University, the University of Laverne, and Grand Canyon University for guaranteed college admissions and thousands of dollars in renewable scholarship and academic support. We've increased pay to stay competitive. We've increased, including our substitute compensation. We launched our RUSD Elementary Music for All, supporting the arts in grades 1 through 6. We've had 2 Golden Bell Awards by the California School Boards Association. The district received a distinction for Nogales High School's Success Academy and the district's English language development portfolio. In the area of construction, you've been able to be a part of the governance team as we've launched construction at the Oswald Academy new campus project, as well as the revitalization of Rowland High School and Nogales High School. We've also had many state and national school awards, and just a few highlights. In 2016, we had 7 gold ribbon schools. 2017, we also had additional 2 schools named as gold ribbon schools. In 2018, Killian Elementary was named a California Distinguished School. Alvarado Intermediate received the coveted redesignation as a California Schools to Watch Model Middle School for 6 times. This year, 3 of our schools were named as 2020 California Distinguished Schools. We also have a 2020 Model Continuation High School at Santana High School, and CABE 2020 Seal of Excellence Award for Hurley Elementary School for its exemplary bilingual education program. On behalf of all of our staff at the district, we want to thank you for the incredible sacrifice that you have made through your dedicated and unwavering service to the students in the Rowland Unified School District. Your commitment of time, energy, enthusiasm, and most importantly, heart to our students and staff will always be remembered. I wanted to recognize on one of the slide photos that you may have seen, your name has been engraved and is on our board in our boardroom, showing that you have served in our district from 2015 to 2020. We welcome you to come back and take photos because it is up and it is on the board. So thank you again, Donna, for all of your service. I'd like to turn it over to Board President David Malkin to share a few words.
I tell you, it's hard to follow. I don't do well with goodbyes. I like welcomes. So I hope I don't start crying. Because I'm a Donna.
But you can't look at her when you it was rough. But yeah.
It's funny. I first met Donna in 2015. And that's when Shay Loman was president of ARE. And ARE, along with CSA, said they were going to sponsor us in our election. So Shay asked me to come to his office, and I went there. And when I walked in, Donna was there. I had no idea who she was, never heard her name. And we sat down, and Shay said, okay, we're going to do publicity, we're going to have you guys run, and we're going to support you. And being naive, not knowing Donna, I said, well, Shay, I'm really involved in the community, and I really would like to run separately from Donna, not as a joint ticket, because I was afraid, that people wouldn't know Donna, but they would know me, and that might upset the vote. Well, boy, did I find out I was wrong on that, I tell you. Donna is very competitive. When she puts her mind to something, you don't stop her. And when you put Kenny in the picture with her, they're a team you don't fool with. If anybody's been to Nickelmania with the RCPPA, you'll know. You don't win anything, they win everything. But Donna, like Dr. Mitchell said, is so kind, she would share with me some of her winnings. Or she would root me on, saying, you're going to win the next one. Well, make a long story short, when the votes came in that night, and we were all gathered, a whole bunch of people in the room. Of course, Donna had a whole cheering squad there, including her dad and Kenny and everybody else, and teachers from her school. The first group of ballots came in, and it was like a rocket. You saw Donna Freedman, and that line went across like it shot out into space. And then my line went about 1/3 the distance. I go, whoa, what happened there? I thought, this is unbelievable. Well, luckily, there was 2 openings, and Donna came in first and I came in second. But I learned from that point, you don't fool with Donna if you're going to compete in anything. You want her on your side. You don't want her running against you. But she does it in such a friendly way that she's a friendly opponent, not an angry opponent. And she'll always wish you luck, even though she's way ahead of you. So at that point on, I got to know who Donna was. From then on, I got to do the board meetings and other activities at the school. And in the past years, Donna's always been there for the community and for the students. She's always asking questions that will make it a better learning situation for the students. And she's always asking questions for the staff, because she wants the staff to have the best working conditions. So she really is out for both staff and for students. You see, she set the record for the number of classrooms visited by a board member in a 4-year or 5-year term. But I really like that because I don't visit classrooms 1/10 the number she has. But I feel like I have visited them with her board comments, because her board comments draws a picture of what she saw in that classroom. And vicariously, I felt like I visited that classroom too. So I would really miss your board comments and your classroom visits, because I only have to go there in person now to do that. Donna is also a stickler for detail. Often she would ask questions based on years of experience as a teacher, which I realized afterwards that as a board, we're really very fortunate, because having a teacher on the board, having myself, having a nurse, having a Mount SAC administrator, having Carrie as a local businessman, everybody looks at these issues differently. And Donna would ask questions from her teaching experience, and then I would think about what I was thinking, and I'd say, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I need to consider that. And I think having the varied background that we all have on the board, it made for better decisions that we all made. So Donna, we're going to really miss you. I'm going to really miss you. I'm going to miss you as a landsman. Most people won't know what that means. I talk about what that means. And you'll always be welcomed at our board meetings in the future. Fill out a blue card, but you only have 3 minutes. So thank you for joining us for the last 5 years, and thank you for a great job, and I'll miss you.
Thank you very much, Mr. Malkin. I know we have a few other people that are scheduled to speak this evening. We have Amy Urbien. Ms. Ward, can we bring her forward to speak? There you are. Go ahead and unmute. Thanks.
Hi, Donna, and good evening. Also, good evening to your family if you can hear this. Time goes by so fast, and I can't believe it's been 5 years. I think the first time we met, it was really informal. I don't know if it was at your endorsement interview, but I do remember all the times you always visit us during our rep council and how teachers were always so happy to see you. I think you even brought us treats to us every single year. And unfortunately, we couldn't, with our times right now, that wouldn't happen. But, we will invite you back when things get back, where we can have an in-person meeting, and because I know everybody would love to see you. I want to thank you for all your years of service to our students, educators, and community. You were always a voice for us because you are one of us and you knew what our educators went through since you were in the classroom also. We will miss your optimism, your smile, and the wonderful board reports, especially the ones, like David said, when you went to go visit our classrooms, because you made it, you really knew what the work they were doing. And I think one of the realizations I'm having is you miss the students. So I understand why that was your place, and that was your happy time, and you're always welcome to come and visit our teachers because they love you so much and they are truly going to miss you. During your time of service, you mostly worked closely with Shane Lohman, and he could not be here tonight, but he did record a video message for you. So if Gina has that ready, can you please play his video for us? Thank you.
Hello, Donna. This is Shay. Just want to thank you and congratulate you on completing your term in public service. I remember when we first spoke 5 years ago, we talked about 20 people on the board that were not politicians, that simply cared about our schools and about our students and our teaching. And I think it's absolutely evident that that was you from start to finish. You're an educator at heart. I care about our students. We visited our classrooms. It was meaningful to our students and our teachers. And just want to thank you, Don, on behalf of our teachers, myself, our community. Just thank you for stepping up and being a public servant. Enjoy the time with your growing family, and I know that all the hobbies and interests you have as you grow. Take care, Donna.
So, on behalf of ARE, Donna, and our association, we wish you well, but we know you'll never be a stranger to us. You are always welcome in our family whenever you like. So thank you again for your service. Thank you.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Representing CSEA this evening, we have Sharon Carrillo, who has come to speak to us this evening. Sharon, go ahead and unmute. Cannot hear you yet. You're still muted. So Sharon, we have you live, but there you go.
Got it now. Okay.
Got it. Go for it.
Okay, great. Good evening to everyone. On behalf of CSEA, I would like to congratulate you, Donna, on your 5 years of exemplary service to the students, parents, and staff of Rowland Unified. It's hard to believe that it's been 5 years. I clearly remember working on your campaign and the night of the election. To say we were happy that you won is certainly an understatement. We were beyond thrilled. So here we are, your last Board of Education meeting. I still remember being at your first board meeting. What an honor it has been to work with you. Your decisions have always been guided by what was best for our students. Your support of classified employees has always been consistent. Your vote in favor of the retirement incentive was very much appreciated. Many longtime dedicated employees will be retiring by the end of next month and will enjoy those retirement days a little more due to the incentive. You listened to everyone with an open mind and your huge heart, and you did what you believed in and what was right. You will be very much missed on the Board of Education, but I know that your future will be very busy. Your family, and especially your grandchildren, are very blessed that you'll have more time to spend with them. I'm so happy that I got to know you and can call you a friend. Much love to you, Donna.
Thank you very much, Sharon, on behalf of CSEA. We also have Carlos Ochoa here to speak this evening. Carlos, go ahead and unmute. There you go.
Hello, good evening, everyone. Hello, Donna.
Carlos.
Well, Donna, on behalf of ARA, I want to thank you for your leadership, your courage, and for always emphasizing to do what is best for every Rowland student during your tenure as a member of the Rowland board. Your compassionate nature, your sincere desire to ensure that everyone is successful, from teachers to groundskeepers to instructional aides, that is going to be missed. On a personal note, I am going to miss your visits. Your positivity and that huge smile that you brought every time you came over. You inquired about topics that only mean that you truly understood what teaching and learning is about. And as many times as you visited, You always asked unique questions, and you remembered the people that you visited and what you saw. And not only that, as a cherry on top, you made us all feel so good and successful when you shared those successes during board meetings or what you saw. So we wish you the best. I personally feel that I am a better educator because of our conversations. Thank you for your hard work and for your 5 years serving our community. We're going to miss you and we wish you the best.
Thank you very much, Carlos. I know that your board colleagues may want to share a message or a note with you as well. They were not given the heads up, so they may have some things during their board comments, but I also just want to give them the opportunity to speak now as well. Shall we start with Angelina?
Yeah, I did have something I was going to say in board comments, but I'll go ahead and say it now. So Donna, we met in 2013 when I came to your house as I was campaigning. We chatted for quite a while, and you said to me, I think I would want to be a board member one day. 2 years later, ARE asked me if I knew anyone interested in running. I said I did, but I couldn't remember her name, but I did remember where she lived at. I was informed that someone from that neighborhood had reached out about running, and they wanted me to meet her. And when I walked into Starbucks, it was you sitting there, and we both kind of said, I remember you. And I was like, this is her. So, Donna, you are truly the hardest working board member that I have ever met. Your love for these students in the district showed in everything that you did. You are an incredible board member, mom, daughter, grandmother, teacher, fiance, and most of all, friend. And before you leave, I do want to apologize for being a bad influence on you by making you jaywalk when we were in San Diego. I am so glad we did not get a ticket because you would have killed me. And for the audience, that was her very first time ever jaywalking. I made her break the law. And she chewed me out for it. But I just want to thank you for everything that you've done for this district. Like I said, you are a model board member, and I wish we could clone you to have you, more of you on every board across the state. I think our state would be a better place if we had more people like you. And I look forward to continuing to work with you in the community, and maybe our paths will cross again on one of our travel excursions. But enjoy life and enjoy your free time. You have definitely earned it. Thank you, Donna.
Lynn?
Did you say Lynn, Julie?
Yeah.
Okay. I too was going to include this in my closing comments. But here are a few words I'd like to say about my colleague, Donna Freedman. Donna, I kind of feel like I'm writing in your high school yearbook. But want you to know that I've enjoyed working with you on the board for the past few years. You always came well prepared and contributed greatly. You have grown considerably, and I hope you will consider running for office again in the future. It was my thought to maybe drop out early so that you could stay in your board seat and I would go into the sunset, but legally we couldn't do that. I hope you will consider coming back. Your attendance at district events and classroom visits have been outstanding, and this shows your heart has really been there. So thank you for your service, and I'll never forget you.
Harry?
Donna, you remember first time we met? You remember where we met? We met at Telesis. There was an event, and someone was there, and they told me, and it's Donna, and she's running for the board member position, and they said, "Oh, Donna, you join us." And the first advice I shared with you, remember that, was Donna, join us and we fight, but we hug more. Now found out, yes, you are very friendly and we all like you. And very sorry to see you leave. Cannot believe another 35 years. And I want to let you know I enjoyed the 5-year time and working with you. And I believe from now on and after you retired again, and our friendship continue, and we don't worry about Perang anymore. So we can anything you want to say, and then we can send as many as a smile face and to your Facebook. Sorry, I missed the event yesterday, but I will offer you a small surprise for the next few days, and then we'll come to your house and offer you a small surprise. Good luck and enjoy your second retirement life, and thank you for your service and appreciate your friendship. Come back to see us, and we'll see you in the community, and we will work again together for the community. We always. Okay. Thank you, Donna. Good best.
Thank you. So Donna, on behalf of all of Cabinet, as well as all of the staff throughout the district, again, we thank you for your service. We thank you for everything that you've done for our students, our staff, and our community. And now we'd like to give you the opportunity to share a few words with us as well.
That's a real hard act to follow. Oh my gosh. Okay, what a wonderful recognition. Thank you so much for all your kind words. Oh my gosh. All of you, thank you for talking and saying such wonderful things. Julie, David, Amy, Sharon, Carlos, Angelina, Lynn, and Carrie. Oh my gosh, that was really nice. Earlier today, Julie said she will be here at my house at 1. Well, she was, and after she brought flowers to put by my car, asked me to step out of the garage. And to my surprise, there were so many people outside. I was shocked. I could not stop crying with happy tears. I was so touched. All of you are so busy. I'm sorry, oh my gosh. All of you are so very busy, and you took the time to do this. Cars went by honking, and I received gifts. Look at these beautiful flowers in the background, okay? I will never forget this as long as I live. A special thank you to those of you that came, and I might have missed someone, I'm sorry if I did, but Julie, Miriam, Gina, Maddie, Dennis, Alex, Amy, and all 3 presidents of the association, Amy, Marco, and Carlos, Kevin Despard, and principals, John Martinez, Andrea, Johan, and Karen. And then Rebecca, Laura, Lynn, David, and Terry. Thank you so much for coming. I just still cannot. I was so emotional. I want to thank the community for having faith in me and confidence in voting me in. As I knocked on 1,000 homes campaigning, I promised to do a good job, and I believe I have fulfilled my promise to you. This has been a truly wonderful experience. Before I go on, I want to thank everyone that is here virtually tonight. I know many friends and family members signed on. Thank you very much for your continued support for all these years. I just want to mention my 88-year-old father. He is so proud of me for being a board member that he tells everyone, but doesn't to anyone. Let me just say, Dad, I am so happy I made you proud of me. Now about being a board member. It started with receiving a postcard from CTA saying they were looking for teachers to serve on RUSD's Board of Education. This is when I met Shay, who convinced me to run. I'll never forget being questioned by ARE for a possible endorsement because I sat there at a long table by myself when there were many teachers all facing me, ready to ask me many questions. Talk about being nervous. I also won't forget when CSEA had me come for a possible endorsement, and I was so nervous that Belinda gave me a hug before I went to sit in front of many CSEA members to ask me questions. I was very fortunate to get endorsed by ARE and CSEA, who helped me with the campaign tremendously. This was the biggest factor that David and I won the election. I appreciate them so much for supporting me and giving up so much of their precious time to make phone calls, knock on doors, and so much more. Thank you to ARE and CSEA members that helped on my campaign. I enjoyed all the lunches I had with Shay, Sharon, and Belinda. I enjoyed reading the very informative principal's monthly reports. I would respond by email mentioning some things I was impressed with. I thought I knew all the principals in the schools they are principal at. Although I sent an email to John Martinez at Rowland Elementary about a virtual school visit recently. He was nice enough to write back and say, "Thank you for your email, but I think you wanted to send this to George." Oh no, I sent my email to the wrong principal. I wrote the principals after I visited their school and their classrooms to let them know how much I enjoyed visiting. Yes, one of my favorite things as a board member was visiting the classrooms, either in person or virtually. Our teachers and classified staff worked so hard, and I saw that every time I was able to visit a school and classrooms. It made me so proud of what is happening at Rowland Unified. I felt like a cheerleader and wanted to tell the world about all these great things that are happening in our school. All of my school classroom visits would not have been possible without Brandy taking the time to organize this very difficult schedule. So I would be able to visit all 19 schools, race and special ed day school twice every year. Brandy, you do so much, and I want to take the time to say thank you very much. You are very appreciated. The events I attended were also amazing at every school. Alex suggested to start a Twitter account, and I thank him for that. I have tweeted 3,683 times about class visits or events, and I have 354 followers. Thank you for liking my tweets. I love bragging about what I have seen all around our wonderful district. My first graduation ceremony was at Rowland High School. I was excited wearing a cap and gown. Mitch, the principal, told me, "You will give the diploma to the student and stand here while shaking their hand and smile at the camera." I remember saying, "No, you are the principal. You should give the diploma to them." He said, "This is how we do it." Oh my gosh. As I would say congratulations and good luck from my heart to each student at graduation every year, the feeling was indescribable and incredible. All I could think of is how proud I am of every single graduate. This is all we want for our students. Every graduation was very special, even the drive-through ones in June. I remember calling Shay so excited saying, "You never told me I would be the one passing out the diplomas." And he said, "There are some perks that come with the job." He was so right. I enjoyed it so much. Now the part that is the hardest to talk about for me is the friendships I have made in these 5 years. First, let me mention the board members. David, I am so glad we ran together and won and became friends. Angelina, Carrie, and Lynn, thank you for always being so supportive and welcoming me. I have heard horror stories about boards, but ours was always respectful to one another. We were professional, and we shared a common goal, which was our priority for our students, staff, and community. We always were ready for our meetings, which required so much reading. I will not miss all that reading. I am looking forward to no more homework, as I see Julie smile. Julie, Alex, Dennis, and Maddie, you continue to work so hard. I became very close to you also. No matter how many questions I had, you were always there to answer questions and make sure I understood when I requested more information. Rowland is lucky to have you. Your work ethic is incredible. All of you are very caring and thoughtful. I will miss spending time with you. We are like family, and I care about each one of you. I know everyone at Rowland knows what an incredible job Julie, Alex, Dennis, and Maddie do daily. What you may not be aware of is what happens behind the scenes. I am talking about how in every situation, whether it be a celebration or funeral or anything, RUSD is there to help. This always impressed me. For example, Julie said she would set up a trial run for my dad to sign on tonight. Brandy and Gina took their time to guide my dad to have a practice sign in to a meeting. I'm not allowed to go to his room at his assisted living facility. So this was so perfect. I was so touched by this. Thank you, Julie, Brandy, and Gina for doing this and letting my dad be here. A friend from Rowland told me I was the only person he met that took office on day one and is the same on the day I am leaving office. What a huge compliment. Students, families, and the community are so fortunate to be part of Rowland Unified School District. I say this because I have seen the work that everyone does firsthand. The dedication and long hours to do an excellent job is very impressive by teachers, classified staff, administrators, directors, cabinet, superintendent, and the board. Also anyone that I forgot. I moved to Rowland Heights in 1986 mainly because of RUSD was an excellent school district. My daughters attended Rowland Unified School District since first grade and graduated from Rowland High School. They had a great education. I decided to be a part of RUSD by being a board member to give back to the school district that gave my daughters a great education. Thank you, and thank you to everyone that I met along the way. Your kindness will never be forgotten. I know RUSD is in very good hands. It has been a privilege to be a part of RUSD, which is the best school district in the world. I did it.
Donna, you did it. Very nice. So it's been our pleasure to serve with you. And this is not a goodbye. This is a so long for now. So I'm sure we'll be talking again quite soon. So thank you again for your dedicated years of service. And we look forward to continuing to see you and work with you on other projects because I know your support for our district is going to continue. So thank you. And that concludes our recognition.
And Donna, your speech just verified everything that everybody said. And as far as detail that I mentioned, I don't know how you know who all drove by today, because you were just driving by in a car and you have a whole list. I don't know how you did that. Or all the people that spoke tonight, or the number of tweets you had. I tell you, your attention to detail is phenomenal. But like Julie said, that it's not goodbye. We'll see you next week or next month. You can sign in. And I click on the participants to see your name down there.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll move on to the next item now, which are reports. Alvarado Intermediate School Spotlight Report. Scott Cavanillas from Alvarado, principal of Alvarado Intermediate School, along with staff, students, and parents, will provide a brief report highlighting what is going on at their school. So you want to take that, Mr. Cavanillas?
Sure, I would love to. Thank you so much. It's an honor to be here tonight, especially on this very special night for Ms. Freedman here. It's an honor for us to be able to share what we're doing. Ms. Freedman, I'd like to say you've always been crazy supportive every time you've come through. And when I say every time, that's a lot of times. And I really want to say that every single time you've chosen, like Carlos Ochoa said, you've chosen to focus on the positive. And that's a choice that all of us have, and that very few choose to do. And so I really appreciate you doing that, you always doing that. It made our staff and students and community feel so empowered, and we appreciate all of that. So thank you so much. In moving forward with our presentation, I'm going to attempt to share my screen here for a second. We have some of the world's greatest students, staff members, and community members with us tonight, and we're very lucky to have them with us. And so let me go ahead and share my screen here and get to our presentation. Stop. Okay. So again, welcome, and thank you for having us tonight. We're really excited to be able to share all of the things and all of the work that we've been doing at Alvarado Intermediate School. And that always comes with the support of our board members and district leaders, who are always super supportive in guiding us and empowering us to be the best versions of ourselves. So at Alvarado, we always say home of the world's greatest students, staff, and families. That does not mean that we believe that we're better than anybody else at all. It just means that every single day we want to give the greatest version of ourselves that we possibly can. We believe that we work in the world's greatest school district and serve the world's greatest students, parents, and families, and community members. So again, just a reminder of kind of who we are, what we're about, and what we do. I'd like to introduce the world's greatest assistant principal, Mrs. Danielle Villa, who will share a little bit about that foundation that we talked about.
Hi, yeah. Here at Alvarado, so our instructional team is driven by that shared set of beliefs and values that are focused on the community we serve. Looking at, as a learning community, looking at our school-wide beliefs, being that all students are gifted and talented, all students have futures, We recognize that everyone's future might look different, but we support whatever that may be. Everyone needs a teacher, including teachers and students, whether it's a colleague or a parent or a peer. Every day is an opportunity to be the greatest version of yourself. And our school-wide beliefs embody our shared values of honor. So that's honesty, ownership, never giving up, being open-hearted, and showing respect for everyone. And with that being said, we are committed to serving our students to be the best we can be, and to ultimately, we empower others to explore their greatness.
Thank you, Mrs. Villa, and I do want to be very clear that I did not create any of this presentation. That was all Mrs. Villa and Mrs. Delavine, who will be with you in just a second as well. They are behind all of this, so very lucky to be blessed to cross paths with them and work with them. I'll talk a little bit about what we do. It says, what would school be like if decision-making within each of these realms demonstrated the school's shared set of beliefs and values? This is what we call our foundational layers of building a world's greatest school. We start with our shared values and belief statements, which leads into a culture of significance where everyone matters. We believe, like we said, like Mrs. Villa said, all students are gifted and talented, and that every one of our students brings something special through our gates every single day, or through our computer screens now every single day. And we want to tap into those gifts and talents and see those as an asset, and understand that they all bring something special to us every day that we can all learn from. Those beliefs and values drive our policies, practices, and procedures. So any decision that is made at Alvarado Intermediate School is filtered through our shared set of beliefs and values. And then finally, at the end, we carry out our beliefs and values through learning experiences, through something that we call belief-driven learning. And that is something that we will share more with you, and that we're very excited about. I now want to turn it over to the world's greatest instructional coach and 2020 Teacher of the Year, Mrs. Jessica Delavine.
Hi, good evening. Thank you for allowing us to be here today. Picking up from where Ms. Villa and Mr. Cavanias left off, those beliefs and those values that ground everything that we do at Alvarado really serve as that filter. I'm going to use Mr. Cavanias' word again, the filter through which we go about designing instructional experiences. So when our students enter each classroom, the learning experiences that have been designed for them and with them are from all of those shared beliefs and all those shared value statements. And the way we bring them in is through honoring the relationships that we're fostering in the classroom and maintaining throughout the school year and after. And then from everything that we're gathering from those relationships, it helps us as educators be responsive to each student's gifts and talents and everything that they're bringing into the classroom. And then another component of the how we honor all of this is through ongoing reflection. And that's not only for students to be reflective upon their learning, but for our adults, our teachers, to be ingrained in this reflective process throughout the school year as well. And then the way it impacts all of the instruction and the learning in the classrooms is, if you look at that little diagram right there, through the environment and relationships that we foster, our instructional methods and the pedagogy and practices, and the way we go about selecting content and supporting not only those, what people call soft skills, but the standards aligned skills as well. So in doing this, it really gives us the groundwork or the foundation to empower each other.
Thank you, Mrs. Delavine. And for us, this is what it's all about. A student who feels heard is a student who feels valued. A student who feels valued is a student who feels connected. A student who feels connected is a student who feels empowered. We want our students to leave us feeling empowered, to know who they are, again, back to their gifts and talents, and to understand that their gifts and talents and who they are will have a positive impact on our world. And speaking of empowered, connected, valued students that want to be heard, we have some students tonight. We have two former students, one that's at Rowland High School, one that's at Nogales High School, and two current students that will be sharing a little bit about their journeys at Alvarado Intermediate. So Who's going to start us off, kiddos? How about I throw you out there? I'm going to go ahead and throw our current students out there. So, Ophelia, why don't you start us off?
I'm not sure if my Wi-Fi is that good, but I just want to say hi. My name is Ophelia Barr. I'm from Alvarado Intermediate School, and I'm happy to be here.
Thank you. Ophelia, you want to share a little bit about your learning experiences at Alvarado?
Yeah, so when I first got to Alvarado, I was a bit nervous about learning new things because usually every grade things become more harder and you get more challenges, but thanks to the teachers and staff, I was really able to focus, and the learning methods that the teachers use are different but still effective. So I actually had a fun time learning.
Thank you, Ophelia. Thank you. Madam President, Allison Cho, you're up next.
Hi, my name is Allison Cho, and I'm this year's ASB president. And my journey at Alvarado has been amazing so far. When I first went to Alvarado, it was kind of nerve-wracking at first, but after, the teachers and the students have made me felt so cared and like empowered, and I'm super thankful for that.
Thank you, Allison. Alejandra is a freshman at Nogales High School now.
Hello, so for starters, yes, I'm Alejandra Lazura. I attend Nogales, and I would like to thank everyone from Alvarado for making it such it's a very beautiful environment, because I remember when I was about to start 7th grade, I was so terrified that people would, go on their own little worlds. But no, with Alvarado, it feels like teachers, students, we're all just kind of united a little. And it just made the learning a lot more fun, with the honor and the relationships. They actually grew. I brought this environment with me here to freshman year. I want to keep that loving environment because it makes the learning a lot more interesting, and I remember it made learning for me a lot. It was just a lot more interesting, of course, and I'm thankful for Alvarado for teaching me to bring honor in the way I'm living and actually enjoy to learn. So thank you for that, and thank you for having us here.
Thank you so much, Alejandra. Appreciate you. And freshman at Rowland High School, Jaren Chua.
Oh, hi guys. I'm Jaren Chua. I'm a 9th grader at Rowland High School, and I want to say hi to everyone here. I have to say that the values of Alvarado have certainly carried over to high school for me. The whole idea of honor is, I think everything I do now at Rowland High School is rooted in things that I was taught at Alvarado. And in this time, I think students' integrity is really tested in this online setting, because, honesty, ownership, and all that. Like, teachers can see you if you're cheating or you're not doing what you're supposed to do in person. Over here, you can, not show up to class and do whatever, and sort of get away with it because you're no teacher. Here, I think that if you learn from honor, you're gonna, be a better person, and you're gonna show up to class. You're gonna be a better person all around.
Thank you very much, Aaron. Appreciate that. We always want to make sure that our students are telling the story, and this is their experience, this is their journey. These are 4 who have always represented their classmates, their community, their school, and we're very lucky to have them with us tonight. So I really appreciate their input. So thank you guys so much. Moving forward, we do have a quick clip.
Good evening, Madam President, School Board, Dr. Mitchell, and esteemed guests. My name is Ms. Villegas. I am a 7th grade World History teacher and 8th grade Spanish teacher at Alvarado Intermediate. I wanted to
Let me see if I can get that going again. I'm sorry, guys.
Good evening, Madam President, School Board, Dr. Mitchell, and esteemed guests. My name is Miss Villegas. I am a 7th grade world history teacher and 8th grade Spanish teacher at Alvarado Intermediate. I wanted to share just a few of my highlights of being an educator at the world's greatest middle school. Over the past 15 years, there's been a dramatic change of student population, staff, ideologies, teaching practices. But the one thing that has remained constant is the fact that our students have come in every year with a desire to learn, and our teachers have done the very best possible to be able to enrich them, to support them, and to help create students who are lifetime learners. Being part of Alvarado's changing community has also given me the opportunity to be involved with the world's greatest PTSA organization. Over the past 6 years, I have worked with parent groups to be able to support the programs that they provide for our students. These are parents who work extremely hard behind the scenes, after hours, to provide resources for our students, to show them that they are cared for, supported. It has been an extreme blessing to work with them, to have them be not only the parents of my students, but also to have them be my friends. And part of that is realizing that Alvarado has become a true community. Not just that we have our students for 2 years, but that they will always be part of the Alvarado family. As I go through the community and I see my former students mature and grow and have families of their own, it's amazing to see their growth, to see how they have matured, and I feel that being at Alvarado gives me the opportunity to help support that growth. And even though that I only have them for 2 years, I'm hoping that what they learn in my classroom, not only just content, but life skills, the value of empathy, the value of friendship, camaraderie, will carry on with them as they continue in life. Good evening, Madam President, School Board, Dr. Mitchell.
And finally, one last teacher shout out from our 7th grade science teacher, Mr. Alvarado.
Hello. What's up, dudes? So, me, Mr. Alvarado, science teacher at Alvarado 7th grade. When I think about, from the teacher's perspective, like the whole honor, but also our school-wide beliefs, I think about how it really transformed the classroom setting into this weird collaborative space. It's like, I don't know, like when I think about it, it's not what you imagine, like that whole teacher-student dynamic where like, yo, I'm the teacher, I know everything. In reality, bro, this whole honor and like, the school culture that kind of like embodies it, it turns it into like a partnership more than anything. And I think that's like the coolest part about it, because now I go in with like, hey bros, let's learn about ecosystems or whatever, and then the kids will come up with like, bro, the Amazon's on fire, and then we can like really build something out of that, right? So when I think about what it means to embody these like classroom norms and beliefs and all these things, like it flips the classroom space into something that's really collaborative. And I think that's like the strength of right? It's not just like me telling you what to do. It's like, bro, let's work together and solve a problem, right? And I think that's pretty sweet.
Thank you, Mr. Alvarado. And I do want to follow up with something that he mentioned there. We are in the business of building allyship at Alvarado Intermediate, in which everybody kind of pulls for one another. It's a shared community, and what we've been able to see is over these past 4 or 5 years of building this team, building this culture, we've really been able to see the impact that it's had on our students, staff, parents, families, and community. And so we do want to thank you for your continued support, the support of the board, and especially of our district leaders, cabinet, superintendent, assistant superintendents, Without a doubt, the directors, all of our classified support, office support, we just feel that we're given everything possible to then go out and just kind of like make it happen. And so thank you so much for allowing us this time and allowing us to share our journey and our passion with you. We're really happy that you got to hear the kids speak and the teachers speak, because that's who, they're in the trenches every single day making this happen. So thank you all so much for who you are, what you do, and again for believing in us and allowing us to hopefully positively impact our students' lives and learning.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kevin. You've set the bar very high for the people that follow you. That was a wonderful presentation, both visually, content, and organizationally. It was just great. And I want to thank Ophelia, and your Wi-Fi was just fine, and Allison and Alejandra, and Jaron for his words of wisdom. Thank you for taking time out of your schedule tonight to join us, and the rest of your staff that joined us. So thank you very much. We'll now continue with our agenda, and that'll be the superintendent's report. Dr. Mitchell, I'm going to turn it over to you at this time.
Very much. So for our meeting tonight, I just want to share with our board and our community that we continue to partner with the Suchi Foundation to provide monthly drive-through meal distributions for our community. These take place at Villa Corta Elementary School. This week, we served more than 300 families with food that have food insecurities. The next food distribution date is Monday, December 14th at 10 a.m., and we are always looking for volunteers to help us with that distribution. Next, we have holiday time is upon us, and the holidays are here, and our community can assist our families in need with two different holiday programs. Our Family Resource Center, along with the support of the Walnut Valley Rotary Club, and many generous donations from our community and our staff, will be providing grocery gift cards to assist 150 families to purchase their holiday meal. Community members can also sponsor a child or a family with our annual Adopt and Shop program, where sponsors provide clothing and toys to children for the holidays. If you would like to be an Adopt and Shop sponsor or provide a monetary donation for the Holiday Basket program, please contact our Family Resource Center. I also wanted to share about our Rowland Unified currently remaining in the virtual classroom setting. As been shared, the current status of the Los Angeles County is in purple, or the widespread tier for the coronavirus. Rowland Unified, as has been shared, will remain in the current virtual classroom model until at least through winter break. While I know that some of us are eager to resume in-person instruction, we will not do so until the health experts declare that it is safe to do so with precautions put into place. Based on new information received today from the Los Angeles County Department of Public Health, there is no known date of when we will have the opportunity for in-person instruction. When Vegas elected to his first term representing Trustee Area 2, I know I speak for the full governance team and the district. We are all looking forward to working with you and supporting you in your transition into this new role. Eric will be sworn in as a trustee on December 10th. And also, Eric, thank you for being present at our board meetings. You have attended nearly all board meetings, start to finish, since you began thinking about running, and we appreciate your commitment. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Mitchell. After a year, you think I'd learned to unmute. We'll now move on to our school student board representatives. Our first one is Daniel Vincentino from Nogales High School. Is Daniel there?
Yes, thank you. Thank you to the board and to the superintendent for having me today. I'm just going to simply present what ASB has been up to for Nogales High School. We have been working with Gladstone and Azusa and the schools around us for our annual ASB symposium. Since this will have to be virtually, we are looking for events that all students will want to participate in and get to know each other and grow as leaders in our community, as well as our senior merch, such as senior sweatshirts and senior shirts. We are coming up with designs that all students are going to like, something that will really represent us for this year, something that will have a good memory for this school year, as well as our Noble News. So every 2 weeks, we have ASB students broadcast a video for homeroom on Wednesdays, which just tell us what's going on in our community, in our country, and around the world, from politics to sports, to movies coming out, to anything interesting that the students have to know, and anything important. As well as our interviews, we have started to interview alumni of Nogales High School, due to the fact that a lot of students have found very little motivation for this upcoming school year, and it's been really hard for students to stay focused. And we want to encourage everybody to, finish off the semester strong. And then for clubs, Folclórico, last month, October 14th, they hosted a Spanish Heritage celebration event via Zoom. It was a really fun experience. I was able to join. We were able to play music. We were able to speak on the heritage, as well as a couple days ago, November 4th, they were able to host a Dia de los Muertos event, again via Zoom. Again, I was able to be there, support the club. We were able to, again, just share experiences, share the culture, and it was a very fun experience. It was fun to look at, people from our school, our teachers, our students, and it was very enjoyable. As well as our counselors at school, for seniors, we have started to apply for colleges, submit our applications for colleges. So every week, our counselors are meeting with us one-on-one now to just check up on us, how our applications are doing for colleges, for grants, and different things that we need to start submitting by the end of this month, entering December. Also, as well as just recently, we posted on our Nogales Instagram page how many students are stressing out on homework and different things going on at home. So we're offering car hours for students who want to host on activities to de-stress themselves or how to help other students, because it's not always easy for teachers to get what students are going on at home. So we want to put the students talking to students and helping students understand and just help people through with what's going on in their daily lives. And that is all I have for you guys today. Thank you.
Thank you, Daniel. That was excellent. And thank you for taking time to join us tonight. Okay, next we have from John A. Rowland High School. We have Joseph Singh. Is Joseph available?
Yes. Good evening, Mr. President, members of the board, Superintendent Dr. Mitchell, and members of the audience. My name is Joseph Singh, and I am the Speaker of the House for Rowland High School. So, Character Counts Week took place on the week of October 19th to the 23rd, and it was a huge success. With each day corresponding to a different character trait and color, students took to social media to post their colorful wear and participated in the day's activity to show their school spirit. Student winners were rewarded with Rowland-themed prizes that were available for pickup in the hideout on Wednesdays. Red Ribbon Week took place the following week and was themed Be Happy, Be Brave, Be Drug-Free. This Spirit Week was a virtual contest for the homeroom classes. The theme for Monday was Laid Off Drugs, where students dressed in Hawaiian wear. Tuesday's theme was Drugs Are Wrong, Enjoy a Song, where students could change their virtual backgrounds on Zoom to a picture of their favorite artists or songs, or they could dress in their favorite band shirt, or just provide a visual of their favorite band or album. Wednesday was themed Sleep on Drugs, followed by Thursday's Too Smart to Start and Friday's Scare Away Drugs. In addition to the Spirit Days, informational videos were distributed to give facts and resources to end the use of drugs. Our Halloween virtual rally also took place on Wednesday of Red Ribbon Week. The virtual rally had candy corn pickup and pumpkin carving contest games, performances from our Rowland Dance Club, a video from choir, and a routine from the cheer team, along with special messages from our teachers. To finish off the week, we had a virtual Halloween costume contest, which was judged by our principal, Mr. Bunyer. Students were able to show off their costumes and designs through Flipgrid for a chance to win a prize. Next, the senior October event was Trunk or Treat, which was held on October 30th. Seniors drove through the parking lot, receiving candy for Rowland teachers. Stations were set up and they were decorated in various Halloween decor, and teachers were dressed in their Halloween costumes as well. After the drive-through event, seniors were invited to a Zoom movie night afterwards, chaperoned by our senior advisor, Mrs. Bates. Now, moving forward to the month of November, which we have called the month of giving. Various clubs on campus like CSF, Do Something Club, Interact, Hooked, and Community of Caring have organized drives to donate to different causes. From collecting canned foods and hygiene products to writing cards to senior citizens and essential workers. These are just a few ways that we can provide services this month. Video focusing on service will be shown to the student body to offer ideas for all students on how to be involved in the virtual setting. Tomorrow, November 13th, is World Kindness Day. Each member of ASB has prepared individualized digital cards with words of encouragement and kindness to pass on to their friends. And we hope that their friends will pass on the cards to create some kind of ripple effect of kindness. In fact, I have sent each member of the board today a template of my own card, and I hope you could join us tomorrow in sending it to someone you care about and spreading kindness. November 19th will be the Great American Smokeout, which will be associated with American Cancer Society. The day will be dedicated to preventing students from smoking and vaping, providing information on the dangers, and giving information on where to get help to quit. Next, news that our sports programs will begin conditioning in pods has excited our student athletes. Much preparation needs to take place before athletes can be cleared to condition. Videos informing students of protocol, along with a parent informational video, are being distributed to ensure that the athletes are able to return to campus safely. And in preparation for the holiday season, all of our performing arts programs are working on a virtual concert. To highlight all their hard work, a holiday performing arts video will be shown during the Wednesday homeroom classes to highlight the programs. And that concludes my piece. Students at Rowland have remained resilient and continue to be examples of thinkers, communicators, and contributors. We are hopeful of returning to school in the near future, and ASB continues to remain persistent in trying to give our students the best high school experience we can give them. One last thing, on behalf of myself, Mrs. Phillips, Rowland, ASB, and the rest of Rowland High School, we'd like to thank Mrs. Donna Freedman for her many years on the Board of Education. Mrs. Freedman, thank you for your support, and we truly wish you the best of luck on your future endeavors.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Joseph. And I just want to add one other thing to your list, and that's creative. Your activities that you're doing during virtual activities are just unbelievable. Using the background on your computer for emphasizing certain activity, or having the trunk or treat and things like this. They're very creative ideas, and still keeping in line with the CDC requirements. So thank you for your creativity on those activities. I know tomorrow I'm working with Rowland Key Club, and they're writing letters of love, that you mentioned. And we're going to be doing letters of love, that they're writing letters to senior citizen and senior citizen homes. So thank you for reaching out to the community and caring for those that need a little more attention during these holiday seasons. So thank you. Okay, the next speaker we have is Mel Garcia from Santana High School. Is Mel available?
Good evening, board members and Dr. Mitchell. My name is Mel Garcia, and I'm here to share with you news from Santana High School. Last week, the WASH team came to visit Santana. We worked hard to showcase our school through virtual settings. The WASH members came to our classes, talked to students, and visited the teachers and staff. It was fun having them join us, and we enjoyed showing them our great goals. ASB has been busy. We have been interviewing staff members so that our students can get to know our teachers and our new custodians. We have created videos to introduce our peers about distracted driving and mental health awareness. Last Tuesday, we welcomed a guest speaker to our virtual classroom. Her name was Maxine, and she was an addiction counselor. She talked with us about the cycle of addiction and answered the questions we had about her job. Our plan is to take the valuable information that we learned from Maxine and create a video about the cycle of addiction to share with the Santana students and community. ASB has been hard at work with fundraisers. We have iridescent reflective masks for sale along with t-shirts and hoodies that say Social Distancing Club. Our masks sell for $7, our t-shirts for $15, and our hoodies for $25. We are selling our masks and clothing at our ASB store on the Santana website at santanahs.org. We continue to give a shout out to those students who are being recognized by the teachers as Santana Student of the Month. It has been so fun to pop up into a teacher's virtual class to recognize and encourage these hard-working students. There's no way to say it, but Santana High School will really miss Ms. Donna Freedman. Santana High School would like to thank Ms. Donna Freedman for devoting your time to supporting public education and serving our schools. We would especially like to thank you for your continuous support you have shown Santana High School over the last 5 years. We're going to miss seeing you at our events, and we will miss you coming into our classrooms with your warm smile and contagious attitude. Thank you again for all that you have done for Santana. We wish you all the best. With November being a month where we take time to consider for all the reasons which we are grateful for, ASB would like to thank you for your support of Santana students. We are very grateful for you. Santana's ASB hopes that you and your families are all doing well, and we want to wish you a happy Thanksgiving. Thank you and good night.
Thank you, Mel. And the sweatshirts that they have available and t-shirts are beautiful. I already ordered my sweatshirt. They have fancy lettering, Social Distance Club, but it's done very nicely. So try to support them and order a t-shirt or a sweat or a hoodie, because they really are nice. Okay, and next we'll go to public comments. Dr. Mitchell, are there any public comments this evening?
Yes, we do have public comments this evening.
Okay, so the public is welcome to provide comments to the board. Remarks are limited to 3 minutes unless extended or limited by a vote of the board. A maximum of 20 minutes unless extended by the board is allocated for each subject discussed. The Brown Act open meeting regulations under which the board must operate do not allow board members to comment on non-agenda items or information you may bring up or that are not on the agenda. Additionally, no action can be taken. However, the board may give direction to staff following a comment. Ms. Ward, can we have the first speaker?
Yes, hello, good evening. Our first speaker tonight is Mr. Roy Humphreys.
Okay, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, we can. Go ahead,
Yes, you
Mr.
can.
Humphrey.
Okay,
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
You can, okay. That's too bad. Okay, congrats to Ms. Freedman, and welcome to the house that Roy built with the assistance of attorney and chief architect Carlos Perez. As to transparency and public recognition, Harry Peterson is as deserving as Ms. Freedman or any person on this board for his years of service on to the constituents of Rowland Unified on the board Bond Oversight Committee. The departed principal Yusuf of Nogales High School deserves a statue on the homepage of the district web page for his endurance. As for me, I came to two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as far, and having perhaps the better claim, because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though, as for the passing there, had worn them really about the same. And both that morning equally lay in leaves, no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day. Yet knowing how way leads to way, I doubt I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference. Robert Frost. Et en français, jusqu'à la prochaine. Merci beaucoup. C'est fini.
Thank you, Mr. Humphreys. Our next speaker is Mr. William Harrison. Mr. Harrison, you're good to go.
Harrison, you need to unmute. There you go.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're welcome. Go ahead, we can hear you.
Ms. Freedman, you'll be truly missed. You were a pillar of strength to the Rowland Unified School District. We'll truly miss your smile. You're absolutely.
Mr. Harrison, you've hit the mute button again. You need to unmute. So if we could pause the clock, please.
How's that?
There you go. Can you please begin again, Mr. Harrison?
Yeah.
You hit the mute button. So can you start again, please?
Thank you, yes. Mrs. Freeman, you are a tower of strength and an asset to the Rowland Unified School District. You're truly one of Rowland's angels. Your smile will be missed. Your professionalism is stellar, to say the least. I didn't have opportunity to work with you much, but I know that you were always fair and just. It makes it very difficult for me to go forward by two concerns today. Well, the community wellness two concerns today. One is the scoring in regards to our testing. For the last 6 to 7 years, we've been looking at testing here in the city of Walnut, and our scores for some reason have not been moving forward. For some reason, we don't have a solution for this. Another concern is how we work with our at-risk kids. They come into the high school, into middle school with problems, and for some reason, they walk out with the same problems. I'm hoping that maybe something can be done to move the schools forward and address these issues. We win all these ribbons and these distinguished schools, etc., but our scores still stay low throughout the district. As a result, most of the residents here at Walnut are asking for succession from the Rowland Unified School District. I can no longer keep back the tidal wave. My thumb has gotten sore from keeping it in the dam, telling people that the district is moving forward, we're making progress, give it time. They sat down with me through the month of October and showed me where we're not making progress. And there's no longer any time to give. Another concern is the lack of Afro-Americans within the school district. Now, I talked with Mr. Malcolm, and it's been 30 days, and he told me that someone would call me, Mr. Dr. Despard would call me, or Mr. whatever his name is in HR, I'm sorry, I'm on a short run. And it's been 30 days, no one's called me. He said, no one will call you today, tomorrow, or the next day. It's been 30 days, no one's called. I'm disappointed in that we do not have equal or any kind of representation among Afro-Americans in the district office, our schools, our leadership. And you guys have the nerve to look at Roy Humphreys and say he's racially biased. I look at the district and I say, well, someone needs to call me and let me know where are we going in terms of two areas, diversity and how we're going to help the residents of Rowland to move out of the district. I don't think they no longer want to be a part of Rowland Unified. Thank you, and I look forward to speaking with you. That's so cute.
Thank you, Mr. Harrison. Dr. Mitchell, would you be able to talk to Dr. Despot? I know he's very busy with multiple projects he's working on, but maybe have a projection of when he'll be able to talk to Mr. Harrison. It doesn't have to be, today, but we'll be able to talk to him based on the schedule.
Certainly, I'd be happy to.
Mm-hmm.
Our next speaker is Miss Lita Hernandez.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
You can. Go ahead.
Oh, perfect. Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Lita Hernandez. I am the office manager for Jellic Elementary, and I'm also the proud re-elected first VP for CSEA. Today, I wanted to read a little excerpt from our second newsletter that we have recently installed. This one is going out to a get-to-know section for our nutrition services staff. So, smoke and ash from fires, 100-degree heat, rain, and a pandemic. Oh my! These are just some of the challenges that our amazing nutrition services staff have faced and conquered so that our students can go to bed at night with a full belly. This amazing team has no small feat to meet their weekly deadlines. The Food Center prepares food, creates fun and enjoyable menus, communicates with community members, and handles the day-to-day operations of the department. From the Food Center, our drivers ensure the school sites receive their shipments on time and pick up any carts that need to be returned. From there, 13 school sites prepare and organize the meals for distribution to our families. The lines of cars feel like they will never end, but our staff push through and greet our families with smiles that can be felt through the face masks. They work to serve, they work to make sure no student goes to bed hungry. They work because they care and they love our kids. We are so blessed to have such amazing classified members, and CSEA thanks you for all that you guys do. Lastly, I just want to say thank you again, Donna. I know that you've received so much love tonight, and I just want to personally thank you for loving Rowland Unified, for loving our students, for loving our staff, and for loving our community. You have been such a light, and you are going to be so very missed. So thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Hernandez, and congratulations on being elected first vice president.
Thank you so much.
Yes, our next and final speaker tonight is Miss Amy Urbien.
I'll wait for the clock to reset. There we go. Good evening, President Malkin and Board, Dr. Mitchell and Cabinet. I want to give some good news to our community tonight that ARE in the district has come to an agreement on 2 MOUs we've been working on this past month. Our special education department will be able to start assessing students in person if all other options have been exhausted. And also our fall student athletes will be returning to our high school soon so they can start conditioning. As you know, our students are currently learning virtually. Tonight I want to take a moment to share a few experiences from our educators. Recently, a parent new to our school reached out to me with a concern about her daughter not really participating in any of her classes. I contacted her right away. We spoke via Zoom, and I let her know I'd go the extra mile to engage her daughter in our Spanish class. I update her weekly of her daughter's progress, sometimes even messaging late Friday nights or on the weekend. I remind her that we are all in this together. She was so grateful, and this is the part of her message to me. We love this school because the supportive environment feels like a family. I love to stay in contact with you. Thank you for being an amazing teacher. I am enjoying distance learning with my class. I tutored all summer long to prepare myself for the challenges of Zoom. I give my students 100% every day. Students tell me every single day how much they love our classes and working with each other. I'm so thankful to have such a wonderful technical support team, school, teachers, and beautiful families and children as incentive. Even in the face of the adversities around us, our children continue to beam and shine and share their joys with us as they learn. It was very encouraging When technology messed up my lesson and the students typed, "Don't be nervous, it's working now," or "Don't worry, you're doing fine," in the chat box. It's truly amazing what we really are all in this together. Students have adjusted well to the online environment and reported in our weekly journals that they appreciate the safe and positive environment of our community. My students and family consistently participate, and resilience continues to inspire me that we can prevail through this time stronger together. Rowland educators, our students and parents are giving it all in this virtual environment. Is it overwhelming? Yes. Is it challenging? Yes. But despite these obstacles, our students are still succeeding. The educators in Rowland are succeeding. Our schools are succeeding. I am proud to be president of ARE and to represent the 700 members who serve our students. We are raising the next generation of our country, and we take that role really seriously. It is extremely unfortunate that although the intent tonight was to share positive experiences, there are some out there that have said, "I don't think teachers want to return to their school sites." Statements like that are simply false. They cannot be furthest from the truth. These type of statements are insulting, and they need to stop now. We would give anything to return back to normal and be with our students in person. So do we want to return? Yes, we do. When it's safe for students, for staff, and for our Rowland community. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Urbien. And thank you for working with our cabinet to get those student MOUs. It will really help the students out a lot. Items. Can I have a motion and a second to, I'm sorry. We have the public hearing first. In accordance with Personnel Commission Rule 2.1.2, the board will hold a hearing to receive input on the reappointment of Judy Neih as the board representative to the Personnel Commission to complete the 3-year term effective December 1st, 2020. The hearing is open now for the appointment of Judy Neih for a 3-year term. We will entertain speakers.
If you're interested in speaking on this public hearing item, please raise your virtual hand.
This is for the participants as well as the board member.
Ms. Ward, we see 2 hands that are raised for, I believe, they're on this public hearing item.
Yes, I was just going to say 2 hands have appeared. Our first one was raised by Mr. Marco Maldonado. Mr. Maldonado, are you able to speak?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can. Please go ahead.
Perfect. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. I would just like to say on behalf of CSEA Chapter 133, we are in support of Judy Neih's reappointment to the Personnel Commission. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Maldonado. Our second person is Mr. William Harrison.
Yes, thank you very much. I would like more information on Judy Neih. I've heard several things about her, but I can't really give an opinion or make a statement until I know more about her. This is very new to me. So will Judy Neih have her credentials up? Will the board members ask questions before we go forward with this? Thank you.
There are no other hands being raised.
I can respond to that if you'd like me to, Mr. Malkin.
That, or we can do that with the next item when we're going to be discussing.
I think that would be very appropriate during the discussion, because that would be best.
So a lot of us have background information that we can share.
Thank you.
Are there any more hands raised?
There are none.
Okay, so I'll close the public meeting at 7:34. And we'll go to the next item, which is a discussion item. Since the appointment of the Personnel Commission, can I have a motion and a second to reappoint Judy Neih as board representative to the Personnel Commission? And we'll follow that with a discussion.
I make a motion. I'll second.
So we have a first and second. It's now open for discussion. I'd like to start it first.